Censorship. According to a recent survey, every student in this country has experienced being blocked from a website by their school or college. In this documentary, we are going to evaluate the pros and cons of these restrictions that stop 8 out of 10 students from using the internet effectively in their learning. Here at Blackpool Sixth Form College, a group of media production students are discussing internet censorship and how it affects their work. Are we protecting our students or simply restricting them?
Yes, because, like you say, research, like if you have books it would take longer to research, but if you go on, say, Google, pretty much instant.
Use it in my English to research all my essays and stuff, and you have to get models that to model what you work on.
But what do other students think?
Yeah, I use it quite a lot. I use it for subjects like psychology or sociology.
In a way, yeah, but I think they take it a bit too seriously, like they block too many websites which could actually be useful.
In Spanish, yeah. Also for research on different Spanish people and stuff.
Maria Terrero, a Spanish tutor at Blackpool Sixth Form, has views about the importance of the internet within college.
Today, we used it today for a newspaper article. I use First Class a lot for listenings. I think for Spanish, internet is essential now.
Fiona Ricciuti shares some of Maria's sentiments.
I think it's sufficient for the age group of the students here. However, I can see that it can be restrictive for specific projects.
But does she think that students can be as trusted?
The fact that the gateway sometimes is illegally overcome by proxy servers during lesson time proves the point that even without open access, students cannot control themselves.
What do the media production students think about the current gateway system in college? Do they think it patronises them? Or is it a fair way to patrol their internet usage?
Acts differently when you give them freedom. So someone could mess around but someone couldn't. It's all about when the people mess around with it, we lose trust because of that.
But sometimes, for example today, I needed to look at a video on YouTube and it was to do with my work and it was in dance, and it took me half an hour to get onto it, and I just thought it'd be so much easier if I could just get onto it.
What does the college think about the prospect of tutor control?
I think the teachers should be able to, if they want to unblock a site temporarily for a student to use it, they should be able to.
Yeah, because I think I'm able to filter what I want my students to watch. So yeah, that would be helpful.
Being able to click on an access button to give instant but brief access would be an ideal situation for me.
Yeah, because then they control what they're allowed to use in the lessons, because different lessons need different websites for all the different research and stuff like that.
There's a programme where you can see the different screens, what there are, and I think we should invest more in something like that.
If you use books, all the information can be dated because it's never updated on the internet. Stuff gets updated daily.
You can go to the FYI.
Helen Crowther, manager of the FYI, is an expert on research methods. What resources are available in the FYI?
Well, there are all kinds of things. Of course there are books, and we have about 15,000 of those, and they cover all kinds of subjects, and they're often in quite serious sort of academic depth, so that students have an opportunity to do some proper research. And we've also got some journals. You might know them as often we call them magazines, but at this level they're called journals because they are academic, and again they cover all kinds of subjects. They're really good for research because the information in them is very, very up to date and has been done recently, often by scientists and researchers themselves.
And how would she rank the internet?
I'd rank it right up there actually with books and journals, simply because it's opened up a whole field of research that just wasn't there before, and it means that people can access things really, really quickly and have everything just in one place. And it also allows people to post up their own research and their own ideas, and again that forum wasn't available to people back in the day when we didn't have the internet, so in my opinion it is right up there with everything else.
Can the internet be used in conjunction with other research methods?
Yeah, because journals, for example, are available on the internet as well. They're not just in paper form, so it does actually allow you to access lots and lots of journals that otherwise you would have to have like a massive library, like a university library to have. And of course, we're a sixth form library and we need access to greater resources than we can offer here.
Is the current system fair?
Yes, it is, but sometimes it can be too effective because it blocks things that actually we know are okay, and also students are able to discern when something is good or bad. But it is absolutely necessary because there are all kinds of things that, you know, we really don't want anybody to access, and are actually against the law to access, so that's the reason why we have that filter.
Can the students be trusted with free rein over the internet?
Yeah, but I think students have to learn, everybody has to learn the skills of discerning what is good and what is bad, and I think students can be trusted, but of course we always get people who leave their account open and it's immediately hacked by somebody else, so I think we have to lock some things down to prevent that kind of temptation, spur of the moment behaviour that is really not very good. But I think that students will learn how to do it. It's one of those things you just have to learn to discriminate what's good and bad.
But does she think that the internet is necessary?
Yeah, actually, you should always use a variety of things. You should always use books, you should always use paper journals, but I think you can't do without it now, simply because everybody's using that as the forum where they put their research, and it is absolutely necessary. We do definitely need it.
I would make changes to the blacklist, but there should still be sites on there.
Obviously, I would change it so that they would change like the rules for a site to be blocked. Like if someone says this site can't be used because of advertising, then that should be like a little bit toned down what the rules are for it.
I think that's what should happen. The teachers and tutors should have control over the students in that classroom's computers, so if they needed a site like YouTube, they could go on.
As long as they can see what you're doing and supervise it, and make sure you're not going on something stupid, as long as it's relevant to your work, then you should be allowed.
Sometimes you'll find a really good piece of information and you can't get on it, so it'd be better if a tutor could just unlock that one piece of information for you.
And so, with all points considered, we can conclude that the present system can be too harsh. But in an age when strict rules must be enforced as the minority of students misuse the wealth of resources in front of them, can anything truly resolve the situation? There is one thing we can be certain of though: censorship is effective and it works.